Okay, I'm here. I got a book. It's been chosen by a viewer of this channel, Mountain Man. Thank you for narrowing down my choice to a book I already had on hand. And this is something my old employer, actually from like 2005, 2006, motherfucker still owes me $50. He was like, I bet you don't have a copy of Dante's Inferno in your work bag. To which I hold out a copy of Dante's Inferno. So, I guess that's what I'm reading now. Who wants to hear a book be read by me? I guess you do. You're here, right? So, kind of includes you. All right. To Judith. Così non dam. Oh, I don't know Italian at all. Like, I seriously don't know Italian. And I cannot translate from Italian. I'm sorry. I keep on picking pretentious books, but I'm also not sorry because they're the books that are on my fucking shelf. So, I'm either going to read them or I'm not going to read, in which case this stream would be completely unimportant. Oh, well, it's not really that important now either, but... Oh, come on. What is this intro? This intro is so long. To Judith, yes, intro, translator's note. Lord. Introduction is so long. Oh my god. Ah, finally. Okay. Fucking A. Alright. Oh, judge's little figurine is giving a little too much glare. It's either way over here or way over there. One way or the other, I'm still just as ugly. Had to go through the clip notes because they exist. Clip notes before clip notes, because this poem or this book is actually a poetic triple verse stanza. Every stanza is a triplet. It in the Divine Comedy, it is all three: Paradiso, Purgatorio, and Inferno. Inferno is the one I like the best. It just sounds really fun. I don't know. Devil's pitchforks, all that shit. I don't know. Here we are, Dante Alighieri's very famous Inferno. Midway in our life's journey, I went astray from the straight road and walked to find myself alone in a dark wood. How shall I say? What wood that was, I never saw so drear, so rank, so arduous a wilderness. Its very memory gives shape to fear. Death could scarce be more bitter than that place. But since it came to good, I will recount all that I found revealed there by God's grace. How I came to it, I cannot rightly say, so drugged and loose with sleep I had become when I first wandered there from the true way. Christianity. Yes, I'm reading a book about Christianity. You think I'm a bad person? Yes, I am. But I'll still, entertain notions. But at the far end of the valley of evil, whose maze had sapped my very heart with fear, I found myself before a little hill, and lifted up my eyes. Its shoulders glowed already with the sweet rays of that planet whose virtue leads men straight on every route to Venus. And the shining strengthened me to the fright whose agony had waxed the lake of my heart through all the terrors of that hideous night. Just as a swimmer who with his last breath flounders ashore for perilous seas might turn to memorize the wider water of his death. The wide water of my death. So did I in turn, my soul still fugitive. From death's surviving image to stare down that past that none had ever left alive. And there I lay to rest from my heart's race till calm and breath returned to me, then rose and pushed up that dead slope at such a pace. Each footfall rose above the last, and lo, Almost at the beginning of the rise, I faced a spotted leopard, all tremor and flow, all gaudy pelt, and it would not pass, but stood so blocking my every turn that time and again I would on the verge of turning back to the wood. This fell at the first widening of the dawn, as the sun was climbing Aries with those stars that rode with him to light the new creation. He's talking about the origin of life. And a lot of this is like biblical parallels, but it's basically if Catholics had the Hebrew concept of midrash, and if I sound like I am culturally appropriating Hebrew stuff, you're right because I was born and raised Catholic, but obviously I'm not a man of any faith, so I'd be taking this way more fucking seriously. This fell at the widening of the dawn. Okay, thus the holy hour and the sweet season of commemoration did much to arm my fear of that bright murderous beast with their good omen. Yet not so much as what I shook with dread at the sight of a great lion that broke upon me, raging with hunger, its enormous head held high as if to strike a mortal terror into the very air. That sounds like derriere. Derriere. See, if I don't make ad hominems like in the middle of this, like, you suck. Yeah, obviously I'm gonna like copywritten by somebody from the 1700s. How will I do that? I don't know. How will I make I don't make money doing this. Ravening and wasted beyond all belief, she seemed to rack for avarice, gaunt and craving. Oh, many the soul she has brought to endless grief. She brought such heaviness upon my spirit at sight of her savagery and desperation. I died from every hope of that high summit. And like a miser, eager in acquisition, but desperate in self-reproach, when fortune's wheel turns to the hour of his loss, all tears and attrition. I wavered back, and still the beast pursued, forcing herself in my bit by bit till I slid back into the sunless wood, and as I fell to my soul's ruin, a presence gathered before me on the discolored air, the figure of one who seemed hoarse from a long silence. Outside of him in that friendless waste, I cried, "Have pity on me, whatever thing you are, whatever shade or living man." And it replied, "Not man. The man I once was, and my blood was Lombard, both my parents Mantuan, and I was born, though late, sub Julio, and bred in Rome under Augustus in the noon of the false and lying gods. I was a poet, and sang of old Anchises' noble son, who came to Rome after the burning of Troy. But you, why do you return to the distress instead of climbing that shining mount of joy which is the seat that first cause of a man's bliss? And are you then that Virgil in the fountain of purest speech?" My voice grew tremulous. "Glory and light of poets, now may that zeal in love's apprenticeship that I poured out on your heroic verses shall serve me well, for you are my true master and first author, the sole maker from whom I draw breath, and of that sweet style whose measures have brought me honor. See there, immortal sage, the beast I flee. For my soul's salvation I beg you, guard me from her, for she has struck a mortal terror through me." And he replied, seeing my soul in tears, "You must go by another way. Who would escape this wilderness? For that mad beast that flees before you there suffers no man to pass. She tracks down all, kills all, and knows no glut. But feeding, she grows hungrier than she was. She mates with any beast and will mate with more before the greyhound comes to hunt her down. He will not feed on lands nor loot, but honor and love and wisdom will make straight his way. He will rise between Feltro and Feltro, and in him shall be resurrection and new day. And of that sad Italy for which Nisus died, and Turnus and Euryalus and the maid Camilla, he shall hunt her through the very nation of sick pride, till she is driven back forever to hell, whence envy first released her on the world. Therefore, for your own good, I would think it well you follow me, and I would be your guide and lead you forth through an eternal place. There you shall see the ancient spirits tried. In endless pain, their heart in lamentation, as each bemoans the second death of souls. Next shall you upon a burning mountain souls in fire, and yet content in fire, knowing that whenever it may be, they yet will mount into a blessed choir. So they're enjoying the misery. They're taking in the punishment. They are content to bloody well burn continuously, endlessly. And I will tell you, if you are out for endless pleasure or endless misery, you'll find it. And both will be a very short path. Had to wet my list. To which, if it is still your wish to climb, or whether your spirit shall be sent to guide you, this is important. What to do? With her shall I leave you, for the King of Time, who reigns on high, forbids me to come there, since living I rebelled against his law. He rules the waters and the land and the air. This would be Lucifer, by the way, not God. Everybody always thinks it's God, and it's like the ruler of earth in the Hebrew Bible, in the Old Testament, whatever you people want to call it. I don't care. Whatever book you want to reference. Yeah. Prince of the earth. So, and there holds court his city and his throne. Oh, blessed are they he chooses, and to him, poet, by that God to you unknown, lead me this way, beyond the present, ill and worse to dread. Lead me to Peter's gate, and be my guide through the sad halls of hell. And then he followed, and moved ahead in silence. And in silence, I followed where he led. I've actually written a song based on this first chapter. A long time ago. No, I'm not singing it. My guitar is out of tune. The strings are fucking dead. It's been a long time since I've changed them. My roommate's trying to get me to play, but he works graveyard shift. I have a kid that sleeps a lot. Who's not doing great. So, but I did make a song based on the first canto, and canto, yes, I know, means song. I made a song based on a song that was translated from Italian into English. It was terrible. Ugh. The light was departing. The brown air drew down all the earth's creatures, calling them to rest from their day roving, as I, one man alone, prepared myself to face the double war of the journey and the pity, which memory shall here set down, not hesitate nor err. O muses, O high genius, be my aid. O memory, recorder of my vision, here shall your true nobility be displayed. Thus I began, poet, you who must guide me, before you trust me to that arduous passage. Look at me, and through me can I be worthy? You sang how the father of Sylvius, while still in the corruptible flesh, won all the other world, crossing with mortal sense and immortal still. But if the adversary of all evil, weighing on his conscience, and who and what should issue from him, created or treated him so well then that he cannot seem unfitting to thinking men, since he was chosen father of Mother Rome, and he was her and of her empire by God's will and token. Both, to speak strictly, were founded in the foreknown as the established seat of holiness for the successor of great Peter's throne. We're talking about the Catholic papacy here. Okay, papacy, and this at the time of this writing, Eastern Orthodox Church, and the Roman Catholic Church had been separated for quite a bit of time. Martin Luther had his 91 Theses nailed to the fucking door. So Christianity in the Western world was in an upheaval, and this man made it political and poignant and not at all biblical. I've read the Bible. This is not biblical. Nothing about the 9 circles of hell, or even anyway. Thus I began poet. You sang how the Father. Yeah, okay, but okay that. But both, to speak strictly, were founded and foreknown as the established seat of holiness for the successor of great Peter's throne. In that quest which your verses celebrate, he learned those mysteries from which arose his victory in Rome's apostolate. There later came the chosen vessel, Paul, bearing the confirmation of the faith which is the one true door to life eternal. But I, how shall I dare? By whose permission? I am not Aeneas. I am not Paul. Who could believe me worthy of the vision? How then may I presume to this high quest and presume and not fear my own brashness? You are wise and will grasp what poor words but can be suggested. It's not touching. As one who unwills what he wills will stay strong purposes with feeble seconds, thoughts, until he spells all that first zeal away. I hung back and balked at that dim coast, still thinking that had worn out of my enterprise so stout at starting and so early lost. I understood from your words and the look in your eyes that shadow of magnificence answered me. Your soul is sunken in that cowardice. It bears down many men, turning their course and resolution by imagined perils, and his own shadow turns the frightened horse. To free you of this dread, I will tell you all of why I came to you and what I heard when I first pitied you. God, fucking pity. Ugh. It's disgusting. Pity. Ugh. I was a soul amongst the souls of limbo when a lady so blessed and so beautiful I prayed her to order and command my will called to me. Her eyes were kindled from the lamps of heaven. Her voice reached through me tender, sweet, and low. An angel's voice, a music of its own. O gracious mansion whose melodies live on earth's memory and shall live on till the last motion ceases in the skies. My dearest friend, my fortune's foe. God, I love that phrase. My dearest friend, my fortune's foe. Jesus Christ, I love that line. Has strayed onto a friendless shore and stands best by such distress that he turns afraid from the true way, and the news of him in heaven rumors my dread he is already lost. I come afraid that I am too late arisen. Fly to him and with your high counsel pity, and to whatever need be for his good and soul's salvation, help him and solace him. It is I, Beatrice, who will send you to him. I come from the blessed height from which I yarn, letter different. Love called me here, when amid Sephirim I stand again before my Lord, your praises shall sound in heaven. She paused, and I began. O Lady of that one grace, of that only grace that raises feeble mankind within its mortal cycle above all other works, God's will has placed within the heaven and the smallest circle. So welcome is your command that to my sense you over already fulfilled. It would it would yet seem tardy. I would understand and am all obedience, but to tell you, how dare you to venture thus so far from the wide heaven of your joy, to which your thoughts yearn back from the abyss? Hi, how you doing? The abyss thing. That was me. The crown of thorns. Kind of my idea. Yeah. It was just insult on injury. I thought it would be fashionable. Maybe the goths would take it on. Oh wait, they did. Oh, cool. Hmm. stand again before my Lord, your praises shall sound in heaven. She paused, and I began, O Lady of the only graceless, raises feeble mankind within its mortal cycle, blah, 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 blah. So welcome as you cry to me. Okay. But tell me how you dare to venture thus so far from the wide heaven of your joy to which your thoughts yearn back from the abyss. Since what you asked, she answered me, probes near the root of all, I will say briefly only how I have come through hell's pit without fear. Know then, O waiting and compassionate soul, that it is to fear which has the power to harm, and nothing else is fearful, even in hell. I am so made by God's all-seeing mercy. Your anguish does not touch me, and the flame of this great burning has no power upon me. Thus, there is a lady in heaven so concerned for him, I send you to, that for her sake the strict decree is broken. She has turned and called Lucia to her wish and mercy, saying, Thy faithful one is sorely pressed. In his distress I commend him to thee. Lucia, the soul of light and foe of all cruelty, rose and came to me at once, where I was sitting with the ancient Rachel. Not Rachel, sorry, it's Rachel. I'm not going to mispronounce fucking Italian just because I don't know how to speak it. Sorry. I am eating dinner too, so hope you enjoy chewing. Chewing. Saying to me, Beatrice, true praise of God, why dost thou not help him who loved thee so that for thy sake he left the vulgar crowd? Dost thou not hear his cries? Canst thou not see the death he wrestles with beside the river no ocean can surpass for rage and fury? No soul can earth whatever as rapt to seek his good or flee his injury as I was when I had heard my sweet Lucia speak, to descend from heaven and my blessed seat to you, laying my trust in high speech that honors you and all who honor it. So spoke and turned away and hid a tear that shining urged me faster. So I came and freed you from the beast that drove you from there, blocking and the near way to the heavenly height. And now what ails you? You remember, he's already gone through Purgatorio before he's come to hell. He's already gone through Purgatory. Right, anyway. When three such blessed ladies lean from heaven, in their concern for you and their own pledge of the great good, then what waits you has been given. As flowerlets drooped and puckered in the night, turn up to the returning sun and spread their petals wide on his new warmth and light, just so my wilted spirits rose again, and such a heat of zeal rose through my veins, that I was born anew. Thus I began, Blessed be that the Lady of the infinite pity, and blessed be thy taxed and courteous spirit, and came so promptly on the words she gave me. Thy words have moved my heart to its first purpose, my guide, my Lord, my Master. Now lead me on. One will serve thee, two of us in this. He turned when I had spoken, and at his back I entered on that hard and perilous track. That's Canto and D. So, I mean, I'll continue later. Thanks for taking a moment of your time to learn a book. Learn a book. There are like millions of people. Did you even know? Anyway, yep. So I'm doing books now because, fuck it. I'm doing books now. I like reading, and that's what I'm gonna do again. So, Mount Killer chose the Inferno. That's what we're going through. Got through the first two cantos, the songs. Canto just means song. Thanks for taking your time to blah blah blah. Fuck off.